Novelist C.S. Lewis has been called one of the greatest Christian writers of our age. Now his work, The Screwtape Letters, is on stage at Washington's Landsberg Theater. And with us now is Max McLean, who stars as Screwtape, the senior demon in hell. And Max, let's just get this right out of the way right away. You're paying your taxes, aren't you? You're not one of these crazy actors who's trying to get away.
Paid quite a bit of them today, yeah.
Let me ask you about this. It came out today. You said that you were kind of expecting the review earlier in the week, so now it's kind of anticlimactic. But a very nice review.
Well, we're very, very pleased with the Washington Post's review. It will certainly help us in this run.
How do you get into the element when you're being the devil? I mean, that's got to be the one part that every actor probably loves.
Well, it's very interesting because C.S. Lewis said that writing Screwtape Letters was very difficult emotionally and spiritually for him, and I wish I could say the same thing because I find it quite fun to play. You know, he's a very over-the-top character. He's all drama and glitz. He loves his job. He loves what he does. He's very good at it. He loves ruining people's lives.
Which is the key ingredient if you're going to do that job.
Yeah.
Let me ask you about adapting this, because it's kind of a Spartan stage. There's a lot going on up here, but trying to form this and put it together, that wasn't easy, was it?
That was a challenge for us. The book itself, if people have read it, it's an idea piece. It's meant to be read slowly, contemplatively, and so what we had to figure out is how to enliven it for the stage. Now, we knew the language would be wonderful fun to speak, and we also believed very strongly that the audience would really appreciate the language. But what we had to do was, scenically, we've made a very eerily beautiful hell that would be nice to visit. You wouldn't want to stay there, but for a couple hours visit to Landsberg Theater would be a good visit. And then we've enlivened the character of Toadpipe, who's only a cameo in the book. And she's a marvelous actor, improv artist, mime person who embodies some of the sins and techniques that Screwtape speaks about on stage.
Now, you were telling me during the commercial break that you've done like a couple changes. You started out with one, and this is kind of a modification. It was tough getting it right.
Yes, it was. We got the rights to the piece in '05. We did our first production in early '06 in New York. It was very popular, but we felt, boy, you know, we could really do this better. So we remounted it in October of '07 in New York again, and that one we were very pleased with, and that's the one we brought to Washington.
Let's say I'm sitting in the audience and I watch the performance and I walk away. I imagine every actor wants, and anyone who writes wants the audience to walk away with some kind of emotional impact, some kind of thinking about. What do you want when people walk out?
I mean, I think it's to take Lewis's words. It is very, very humorous. It's quite satirical, but he has a very deep, solid Christian theological message about the nature of evil and how it works in our lives, usually in the small things. We tend to think of evil in the big sort of Hitlerian way, but you know, Hitler himself and all the others that we tend to castigate are start with very, very small sins, and that's where Lewis and Screwtape make their beginnings.
How do you get into the zone before you go out on stage? Because I mean, this is a show that you really have to carry this bad boy.
Well, I do.
And how do you get there?
Well,
it's tough, isn't it? I mean, you're doing 5 shows a week.
Well, it is, but I tell you, it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's part Noel Coward, part Hannibal Lecter, part Iago in Shakespeare's Othello. You know, it seems like literary evil is interesting, and whereas I think real evil is not. But when you put it on stage, it is a lot of fun, and I just kind of go with it.
Real evil isn't interesting; it's bothersome, actually.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So you're on. The performance goes up till May.
Through May 18th at the Landsberg Theater.
Tickets still available. Folks want to go.
Yeah, they are going fast, though. We're very, very pleased with ticket sales.
All right. Well, congratulations. I hope it goes well. It was great sitting down and visiting with you this morning.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure.